I'm going to show you how to make our letter on the lines correctly. It's the letter C. Oh, it is a curved line, but it's still kind of a simple curve, so it shouldn't be too bad to make. Capital C starts at the ceiling, and you start a little bit underneath the line. You don't start right on the line. If you start a little bit underneath, you have to go up, touch the line, and then come all the way down. And once you hit the bottom, you come up just a tiny bit and then stop. It looks like that. So let me show you again. You would start a little bit underneath the ceiling, just a tiny bit, because a C has like this little curve at the top. So what you have to do is go up, touch the top, go down, down, down to the bottom, and then start coming up a little bit. That's why it looks like that, okay? This is capital C, because it's touching the ceiling in the basement. Lowercase c, it looks the exact same way, except it's just underneath the dotted line. So I go a tiny bit under the dotted line, start right there, go up, touch the dotted line, down, touch the bottom line, come up just a little bit, and there's lowercase c. So again, right underneath that dotted line is where I'd start, go up, touch the dotted line, down to the basement, come up just a little bit, and that's how you make the letter C. Okay? Now, I would also like to practice writing sentences with you, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And when you make a sentence, remember you always start with a capital letter, and we're learning the word I this week, so our sentences are going to have the word I in it. So we'll do I, you always start, like if you're gonna start your sentence, you don't wanna start it in the middle of the paper because then you run out of room. What you wanna do is start all the way to the left. You do go I, and sentences always start with a capital letter. You're gonna see when I is by itself, it's gonna be capital anyways, but I, and then a 2-finger space for the next word. I'm gonna write C. That was our word a couple of weeks ago. So that's where my 2 fingers left off. So it's S, E, hit the ball out, up and around the bases, and another E, hit the ball out, up and around the bases. So I, C, and then I'm gonna make a 2-finger space and write my. Why? This was also a sight word that we had, remember? I see my, make a 2-finger space. Let's do dad. Okay? D. Make a C first when you make a D. And then you make a straight line coming down, and now it's a D. So it goes D. D. Ah. Make a C first again, and then go up and straight back down. D, add. There's another D. So there's another D. Make a C first and then a line coming down. I see my dad. Don't forget a period at the end of your sentence. It's really important. Now I want you to notice something about my sentence. I started with a capital. I have a space between each word that I made so that my words are separated by a space. And then at the end of my sentence, I put a period. And that's how we write a sentence. Let's do another one. How about I make a space, C, S, E, I, C, make a space, the, write the. Now that was our word last week, so it's T, H, E. I see the, make a space. We'll do apple. Apple starts with what letter? I hear ah. I hear ah, that's an A. Notice that I did make a space. App. The next sound that I hear is a P. App. Oh. The next sound that I hear is an L. However, if you were writing the word apple and you were sounding it out, I would let you write it like this, A-P-L, because that's the way you hear it. And because we're not learning how to spell the words exactly right just yet. We will eventually. When you're in first grade, second grade, they'll have spelling tests. But when you're in kindergarten, really all I'm trying to get you to do is hear the sounds. So if you're not spelling it exactly the right way, that's okay right now because we're in kindergarten and it's okay to do that, to sound things out and they're not exactly spelled correctly because eventually you're going to learn how to spell them, okay? Right now I just want you to hear the sounds. I see the apple. So I'm going to spell the word apple wrong, but I'm doing it on purpose, okay? Apple. Apple. Now these are the sounds that I hear in apple. Apple. This is not how you spell apple. It's not the correct way to spell apple. But I really don't want us to focus on spelling right now. I want us to focus on sounds. So these are the sounds that I hear. So that's the way I'm gonna write it. Okay? Now if it really bothers you, and it doesn't bother the kids normally, but sometimes it bothers the parents. If it really bothers you, you can show them the right way to spell apple, like what it would really look like. But I wouldn't force them to write it that way because it's just gonna make them wanna spell everything correctly and then they're never gonna wanna sound things out, and they do need to have that skill. So when we're doing, this is called inventive spelling, by the way. When we're doing something like this, it's okay. That's okay with me because I want them to write what they want to write without worrying about how to spell everything because they don't know how to spell everything, okay? All right, everyone. That's it.